No intros needed, man. Y'all know what it is. This is some we call it the mini cast before we actually do the show, and
Hmm.
before we talk about games 2 and 3, let give you a little bit of a sneak peek on these no pixel charges that I've been grabbing because these are funny actually. You can commit terrorism and get no money taken away, no jail time. Bruh. You can commit second degree murder, have murderous intent, and it'd be cheaper than a speeding ticket.
Hmm.
That should that should be always that will always be funny to me. Let's see, let's see, let me see which one. Oh yeah, okay. See, like this one, this.
Well, while I was trying to look for that, don't forget today, The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer was announced to be launching as a standalone game. So that'll be coming next year. And more information set to be as big as some of the actual games. So just some little news like that. Very interesting. Very happy. Finally, we're gonna get some multiplayer news next year.
But look at that.
So, was it Terrorism Zero? You get nothing. Oh, so you can commit terrorism, get nothing. Like, what is this? They should. I'm not surprised they have a bunch of freaking bombers over there.
What is stockpiling? How do you get stockpiling?
Where is that? Oh, stop on what?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Then it was with these retards. Like these guys are so retarded. So terrorism is zero things, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Treason is zero. Terrorism is zero. Harboring and fugitive is zero.
Man, you know what? These charges just really show you how how this is not even a good representation of life.
Look at this. Witness tampering is zero.
If you do witness tampering in life, you're going to jail for a while. I mean, it just shows you how much of this game of GTRP is just not realistic. It's not realistic. How can you commit domestic terror and get no sentence? Not even. I mean, a sentence. No amount of money is worth it, man. These should be sentenced to a long time in jail or the DP, the deletion penalty, something. You can't commit terrorism, get caught, and then be like, yeah, you're free or something. Like, what is
And
this?
there's like a is it there's another charge with a criminal use of a civilian class 2 firearm, which is you get 210 months and the $45,000 fine. So
Alrighty.
uh, so Golden State and Boston, they was up by 18, and then just turnovers in game. It was like game three. Well, game two actually. Boston just did they even lead? Did they even lead at any point?
They led a little bit, and then Golden State blew them out in the third quarter. You know,
Well,
because they played good defense, they stayed in front of guys. They did a good job of staying home on those passes. You know, and there's really not much to take. I mean, Steph Curry started making a bunch of threes. They shut them down. Game over. Um, but game three
and
is a really big game. You know, oh, you want to go or
yeah, I'm looking at the box score. I'm like, well, yeah, I can you can clearly see why they lost when you have like two out of the five starters scoring most of the points, and you have somebody on the bench. And Marcus Morton have a good game. Al Horford didn't have a good game, and it's like I always say, you just look at the box score over the course of the game, you see the end score. Like everybody was the starters scored double figures, and you had like Jordan Poole who did his part. So it doesn't shock me that they got destroyed in the third quarter because it's just they didn't have in them. Curry got scored 14 in that quarter, just completely destroyed them by himself. It's like the points that he scored, it almost what was it 4 7 is 11. The points that they scored in the third equals to the amount that he scored alone. That's not even
Yeah,
counting.
in game 2.
Yeah, game two.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he did it by himself. They let him get some easy 3 pointers, and he just started getting hot.
it's that drop one coverage that Al Horford plays. It don't make sense.
Yeah, like, but I mean, it's him, Robert Williams, because they don't want to get blown past by, and so they're just allowing him. That's why he's shooting
Okay,
like 48% from three during the series, is because Golden State, whenever they get in trouble, will go to Steph high pick and roll, and he'll just make a three. He's averaging like 1.7 points per possession on that type of play, which is why it's so deadly. You saw last night's comeback primarily started because once they started defending, they went to pick and roll, and then they would make transition threes, and that's why they got back in last night's game. And then in game two, they just kept running pick and roll, and they kept dropping. And I'm like, man, you guys got to get up
I mean,
on the drop.
I'd rather let them take it two over three because because Curry's now like the first, like the only person in history with back to back final series where he has made like at least five or more 3 pointers in a series before, and he did it like 6 years ago. So when now he's doing it again, and Al Horford and basically all the other bigs are playing too high, then that's what's going to happen, and they need to start. Now I'm saying like play like no, don't play too low, but at least make him think about shooting that three because you're right there. And they're not making him think. They see that Al Horford is like way behind the line. They're like encourage just throws it up there because he knows that he's going to make that because he's not being
I mean,
contested.
they're just giving him easy rhythm shots. I mean, Marcus Smart is a defense player of the year, but I mean, Golden State's so good at setting screens, he has no hope. So he gets hit by a screen. All they can do is they can't actually hit his hand to contest. Steph Curry is very good at shooting with people around his arm or anything. As long as you don't touch him, it's not foul. Then he's gonna go for three, no pressure, and gonna make it. That's what he did. That's what he's done the last couple games. But the big issue um, for that Boston, was able to rectify in yesterday's game was their ability to stay in front of guys. They really did a good job of forcing Golden State out of their, split post offense. As you know, Golden State plays a lot of split post, a lot of, misdirection, and Boston really shut that down. Plus, Golden State was unable to keep Boston in front of them yesterday. Tatum and Brown were just going one on one, no matter who it was. They're blowing past them. And then because Golden State has no big, the other guy has to help, who's usually like under 6'6". And then it's an open 3 pointer in the corner or the top or the side, the strong side, weak side. And that's how they were up. And I will say this again, Golden State dominated the third quarter. They erased and got a lead in the third quarter. Once they actually were able to stay with the man, force a tough pass because he drove right down to the basket. They stole the ball, 3 pointers. That's it. They play good for 5 minutes, and they get back in the game no problem. I keep saying it. Boston and Golden State are pretty much the same team, and I think Golden State's probably better.
Oh
All
no,
I'm
they are
saying,
better. There's no doubt that they are better.
I think Golden State's a little bit better because Golden State can dominate coming out of the half. If I'm Golden State, all you got to do is keep the game close going to the third quarter of this series, and I think you can win this series because Boston has been unable to keep Golden State from basically eliminating leads in any game, either to increase a lead.
I think that's impossible. Not impossible, but that's a hard task to do with a team where they got lethal
It
shooters.
really is, and that's the only thing Boston's got to worry about is man. I mean, yeah, we won that game going away. Once they took out Steph, we were able to and start dominance. But man, um, we can't survive. We can't keep surviving this way every time. Because if like tomorrow, you've got Klay Thompson going on. What if Klay Thompson, Steph Curry going on? Get maybe a Jordan Poole. Draymond's going to play better. They're going to put more emphasis on the rebounding because yesterday they got killed in offensive rebounding, second chance points. We saw it. Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Al Horford. They've got to box out. They really do. That's probably the other big thing. And then the other big thing is you've got to stay in front of your man. You know this. I know this. No defense is good if you can't stay in front of anybody. You
No,
can't stay in front of anybody. You have no hope. They just kept blowing past them. I don't know, and sometimes they just give a lane too. I'm like, you giving a lane to these guys? Stay in front of them. Stay in front of it. If they're going to go 1-on-1, which is what they'll do, that's really their offense. They have very few kind of plays they run. Some Iverson, some pin downs. Nothing incredible. Because I play them. I play the NBA Today games in 2K to see what they run. And a lot of it's very Iverson. It's just kind of an Iverson play here and there, stuff like that. If they're going to go 1-on-1, just stay in front. Andrew Wiggins is 27 years old. He's got to stay in front, man. He's got to stay in front. Okay? You know, and plus, uh, Steph has got to stay out of foul trouble because the defense wasn't good last night. Since he had like 4 fouls, 3 fouls so quick, they just hunted him down. He couldn't be aggressive. So Golden State has very simple things they need to fix. And the number one fix is you must not foul too early in the game. And you have to be aggressive and stay in front of your man. You cannot allow them to get past you so quick that it forces help. It forces help. And no team can win games like that. Golden State should be almost thanking their lucky stars that they're the greatest third quarter team we've ever seen over the last 6, 7, over the almost decade. The greatest third quarter team we've ever seen. I mean, we've seen some of the numbers they've put up in the third quarter over these last 10 years. It's got to be the best ever because most teams wouldn't be able to come back in the third. We know this, but they can do that, and so they should take that superpower they have and stay close in the first half. If they stay close in the first half, they can win these games. But they have to stay in front of Brown and Tatum. You can't worry about them making shots. They're going to make shots, but you just cannot allow that much dribble penetration and kick out. That's what they're running. And if they miss shots, you need to box out Robert Williams. You need to box out a lot of guys. You were able to box out Memphis, the best rebounding team in the NBA. So I expect better. I'm pretty sure they're going to win tomorrow. I really believe. Kevon Looney needs to play more minutes. He's a good rebounder. He can box out. And Draymond Green needs to throw his own weight. And Klay Thompson gotta be careful with these one-legged threes and coming off screen threes. Sometimes just take him in the post. Because he puts the ball on the court, take him there, shoot over their head, and they're going to win. But if you're going to just sit there and let them go past you like Matador defense, well then yeah, you're going to lose this series and game four. They really have a chance to win game three. And then Steve Kerr took Steph out, which I thought was the wrong decision. He's rolling. Finish the third quarter, rest him to start the fourth. It's pretty easy. But he thought, yeah, you know what? We're close. Let me give him rest now. And they build the lead right back up so quick. So we'll see what he does in game four if something similar happens. Does he
it,
run? I would run Steph third quarter, rest him some of the fourth, 8 minutes left, 4 minute rest. He's in for the rest of the game. That's just me.
it, I see that these turnovers,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's another big thing, man.
it's the team that lost is the team that had the most turnovers, and they had 16 last night, and Boston had 18 the other night, and both teams that won had 12 turnovers each. So when you start turning the ball over, as what they was doing, like late in the game, that's what was killing them. He was being
Oh
careless. He
yeah,
was being careless. So both sides have to fix these turnovers because if you have them because if you just turning the ball over, obviously that's going to give more opportunities and more chances to score, and that's what killed them in the end. They turned the ball over and even though they had a 7 point turnaround, that's they still was not taking care of the ball. Like the only person who on the starters who didn't really turn the ball over was like Clay, Al Horford, and Robert Williams. Everybody else was turning the ball over because one they're not ball dominant guys, which makes sense. But at the same time, even the bigs weren't turning the ball over. So um, my main point is basically take care of the ball because as we've seen the last two games, the person that turned the ball over the most lost, and the person that turned the ball over the least won.
yeah. I mean, and also you don't want to have turnovers at unopportune times. Look, teams are going to turn the ball over about 10 to 12 times a game. It's pretty much how it works. But the problem with Golden State, more than anybody, is their ability to turn over the ball when they shouldn't be turning over the ball. I saw it twice. I saw it twice. The one that really pissed me off was a Draymond Green Andrew Wiggins pass. Andrew Wiggins is step for step with Al Horford. Al Horford is a long man. I wouldn't have thrown that ball. I wouldn't have thrown that ball. He threw it thinking he could get it there and it got stolen. Like, why would you do that? And then Steph threw one to Draymond Green with Robert Williams right behind him, thinking that he's going to actually beat Robert Williams. Like, what is
The
that
height,
all
the
about?
height, see, the height is what makes it up.
Yeah. And he's Robert Williams is like 24, 25 years old. He's in the prime of his life. Like, no, you're not going to beat him, especially if you're not going to go under the rim and just lay up. If you're not going to go under the rim immediately, like to actually block him, then I don't know why you went up. Just too many turnovers in transition, too many of them, too many turnovers in the half set. Guys just throwing the ball. It really was a very sloppy game. If Golden State plays well and turns the ball over 10 to 12 times, but turns the ball over when it's not the most inopportune time, they'll win. Teams are going to turn the ball over. Okay, that's just how basketball is now. But the problem is Boston didn't turn the ball over when it mattered. They may have turned the ball over, but it wasn't a big possession. It wasn't a cut lead down to six. I remember Golden State was down by nine, trying to cut it down to seven. They turn the ball over. They're up. They're down by 11 points because of a bad turnover. So I'm just saying, Golden State is going to come out aggressive. They're going to play far better defense, and Boston must weather that storm, and we'll see from there. Um, but really, the main point we need to worry about tomorrow is Steph Curry's how he's going to be. He looked better today from what I read. No limp, okay. And how are they going to slow down Jalen Brown? Because Jalen Brown's been the best player on the Celtics. I mean, he really has been. He started out hot last night. Um, did it matter in the end? Not really, because they did come back. But he starts out hot. You got to slow him down. And I would think that we need to put, Wiggins is going to stay on Tatum, and Brown needs to be guarded by Klay Thompson. And Steph Curry, if he doesn't get too many fouls, can be a little bit more aggressive on defense, not allow them to just kind of back him down and do what they want. So it's all going to be on the Warriors. Can they keep out foul trouble early, especially Steph? Can they stop turning the ball over? Maybe run a couple more pick and rolls with Steph early. I think early to try and get
Yeah,
um,
can they really abuse that drop pick and roll defense?
yeah, just yeah. You may have to attack that early and stuff. To try and get him ready because he's come off the injury. You gotta get him right, and Klay Thompson will be fine because I think he's got out of the funk. But the third guy they need is Andrew Wiggins or Joe Pool's got to step up. One of them's got to score at least 15 to 20 points for them to really really win the game. So one of them got to step up. I think the other guys, Otto Porter is fine. I think he's their best option off the bench because he can make the three, and he can he's an okay defender and play more Looney. Looney has earned it. He's their best rebounder, most physical rebounder, and they need to make a. Obviously, they're going to make an effort to not allow second chance points, which means you got to rebound the ball. So we will see. Uh, and yeah, that's all I have about that at this
Yeah,
point.
me
Um,
too. I'm picking, I feel like I can picking Boston to win game. Was it game four?
There's game four, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Boston to win game four.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna pick Golden State. Golden State's gonna win game four, and we're gonna be going 2-2 back home. Gonna win game five. We have 3-2. Then win game six, and then Boston,
Uh,
and that's the end of the series right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's how the
Kobe,
series is gonna end. Just
Kobe,
saying. I'm just saying.
Kobe.
Ain't no way we're gonna lose in the crib again. We're gonna win tomorrow. Because Boston is about as flip floppy as anybody. And then we're going to win game five. We're going to end their little stupid streak of winning after losing. Then they're going to be like, damn. And then Steph Curry's going to go back for 40 at game six. He won't win that game. Do his thing. Do his thing.
We'll see.
Don't
We'll see.
forget, Last of Us, as I announced earlier, they have a multiplayer game coming out next year. I'm very happy they finally announced something. Jesus, we've been waiting like 3 years or something for this fucking game.
Finally.
Like, so they're gonna release more information next year. Just want to get that out there. This is a
Great.
standalone.
Wait 6 more months. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, might as well have been waiting for almost 4 years anyway, so you might as well wait more. But I'm very happy they actually announced something. I thought this game was dead. I was like, what have they been doing? They just do another remake. I'm not buying that shit. Don't buy that fucking remake, people.
No.
Don't buy that remake.
Unless there's a different outcome, don't buy it.
Yeah, I mean, just but that remake is it's literally the same game, just upscaled graphics. So why would I buy that for PS5? We already have the PS4 one. I'm not buying another Last of Us thing. Shit, man. Yeah, I'm not buying that, dude. I mean, how many remasters you gonna make? That's a remake. They're not even doing what Resident Evil's doing, which is like a complete like 180. You're just making the same game, saying here's in 4K. Like, no, I don't want that. So don't buy that remake. Go buy the multiplayer game when it comes out. That's gonna be lit, and I'm very happy for that.
Yeah. With that being said, this has been the first episode of the Minicast, and make sure you if you enjoyed, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Look down in the description, and we're going to be coming back for the game
Game
four.
on what's early Saturday, or you want to do it right after the game?
Probably Saturday,
Okay, alrighty then.
and
Be
we
back.
out.